disabled spaces outside. Hi, good morning everybody, this is Mark from invis-Ability. Just a quick video with regards to the new multi-storey car park train station, Stevenage North I believe it's called. So visiting here today, obviously it's now been open a couple of days, it's still relatively quiet, but just wanted to give you a brief overview of exactly what it's like. So there's 4 levels including the ground floor. Each is very, very well lit by the looks of it, and it's a totally column-less system. So there are no columns for anyone to worry about with regards to parking spaces and so forth. The car park itself does have 30 disabled spaces spread across the floors. It also has 30 EV charging spots throughout the facility. The charging itself is via an EB-Go app by Blink Charging. It's the same as all the electric charging through all the way through the Stevenage Borough car parking infrastructure. So just to give you a quick view of the car park. So this is level 5, so obviously the top floor. As you can see, it's got a red floor, nice and bright. Obviously there is a higher limit and a lower level to each floor. At the end of each part of the facility you have staircases, entranceways, which we'll go through to in a second. But as you can see, all the spaces are rather large. So to give you an overview, here we are here on the still level 5. There are disabled spaces. There are currently no EV spaces, but I know they are due to expand these. So as obviously the infrastructure rises, then so will the amount of charges within the facility. I don't know if you can see it, but there are little blocks just there. I believe they are the infrastructure for electric charging for when more facilities coming. Just to give you an overview, something I have noticed as I've been wheeling around is on the upper level you can feel the oscillation with people moving, vehicles moving, so just bear that in mind. But as I said, as you can see, it's very, very well put together, nice and clean. And just in a second I'll show you just over here the doorway into the lift area and stairs. The lift area, have a bit of aluminium plate and a very simple lift. Doorway's not too bad, to be honest with you. It does have some assistance from door openers. Also, one thing to notice, obviously, you don't have alarm. We have the access points, obviously refurbished for disabled people. Press the button, goes through to a call centre, then obviously you wait for assistance. And then just over here we have 2 lifts, very clean inside. We'll call one quickly so you can have a look. And obviously we've also got the staircase. Going down. There you go. Okay, so now we've come out, obviously going back through the door from the left area. There is a little bit of a lip. What we're going to do is we're going to do something slightly different. We're actually going to go down the car park through the levels, looking at the areas themselves. It is relatively flat, which is nice and clean. There's 622 spaces within this new car parking structure. Previously, the car park that was here, the flat area, was 283 spaces less. So you can see that this is quite a good size. The slope going down is quite steep. And I would like to thank my assistant as I wheel down here. On this level you can see it's orange, so it looks like every floor has a different colour. making it a little bit easier to understand and remember where you've parked. Everybody has different ways of remembering. Personally, I find colours, so orange level, red level, will then make it a little bit easier to work out where you've gone. So just going around, very, very similar. Each floor is approximately the same. Coming up to the main entranceway, so on the south side of the structure, coming up again to 2 disabled bays on this floor. Obviously, just left of the disabled bays again is the way in. Same facilities again. Door straight through to the lifts and then down to the steps. So what we're going to do is we are going to go down the next floor, I think. As you can see now, I saved you to going down the slope. We're on what seems to be like a yellow floor. Still very, very bright. The outside of the building, this corrugated thing, seems to have some sort of shading on it, which gives a sort of patterny area. I'll try and get a shot of that a little bit later. Yet again, going round to the front of where we came in, so the north side. Again, 2 disabled spaces on this floor. Again, infrastructure for the disabled and the EV parking. So what we're going to do is we'll transition now down to the next floor. This time I use the lift. We're now on floor 2. As you can see, this one seems to be more of a greeny zone. Also noticing that now on this particular floor in question, the first couple of disabled bays are also EV charging bays. Ideal for myself. I personally have an EV charged vehicle, so it makes it nice and simple for me being a wheelchair user. And then from here you can see on the action mechanism and the machine itself for the charging, it's a type 2 socket. For all of you that have EV chargers, it's the general 7 kilowatt one that you have at home. There is also the app, as I mentioned earlier, it's Blink Charging. Feel free to download that app. Obviously by downloading that you can see it'll ask you what floor you're on and what letter charger you're currently using. I've been told it's a 7 kilowatt an hour charger, and pricing I've been told they believe is about 50p per kilowatt hour, with a maximum charge of 5 hours per time. Okay, so through the lift down onto the first floor. So this one obviously, as you can see, is blue. Same structure type again. Very simple, very easy to remember where you're going. Disabled spaces look very, very well portioned. So nice and big. Again, EV charger over there. As you can see, that one, even though we're on floor 1 this time, you can still see that it's exactly the same letter. So it looks like the charging app itself uses each floor plus each letter depending on what bay you're parked into. You can see there is quite a large amount of flex on the floor plates. Okay, so here we have the lift. I will notice that my entire time that I've been here today, only 1 lift was working. Whether or not that's because they're making sure that everybody has accessibility to 1 lift and it reduces the costs and the powers. Please notice though, the lift buttons, they are raised and the numbers next to them are also raised, but they are not indicated by any type of tactile lettering, i.e. braille. Also bring a notice, what we'll do is we'll say hello to the CCTV camera that's sitting on the corner, that's keeping an eye on everybody and making sure they're safe, because obviously this facility is covered by CCTV 24/7. We're now on the ground floor, i.e. the entrance floor, coming from the main road. As you can see, it's the first couple of disabled spaces as well, again, are EV charging spaces. A little bit further down, just past this black vehicle here, there are additional EV charging stations on this particular side of the premises. As you can see, it is still very, very well lit. Just over to this side, we have the paying machines. So you type your registration number in, it validates your parking. You can pay by card. If you are a season ticket holder, it does make it cheaper. It is included within all the season ticket pricing structures for Stevenage Borough Council. Left the insides of the structure itself now, as you can see in the background there. This is the main way in from Lytton Way, which is the main past the train station, coming in just over here, up through these things, as you saw in the first part of the video. All of these spaces are disabled spaces on this side. These first couple here are motorcycle car parking spaces. So there is a multitude of disabled parking spaces here on the lower outside section. You've also got some motorcycle car parking spaces just here. So adjacent to the main car park itself, we've got here, which is the bike storage. There's 3 doors that you can see there. Each door is pin activated, and to get into those you actually have to use a specific app. I believe it's called Spoke. The app itself will enable you to park within this fully enclosed area. Apologies, it's an app called Spoke Safe. By registering onto that, you also pay for that as well. I'll go through all the pricing for everybody in a minute. But the good thing I noticed about this is there is also large spaces. So if you've got a bicycle that has a children's trailer on the back, or you have a trailer for your bike, or whatever it may be, there are 3 large spaces throughout this structure as well. Also, just here, just on the outside next to the other pay machines, there is a repair rack. So if you do have a problem with your bicycle, you can use that to fix it so you can get back safely. The structure behind me, I'm now going to be wheeling to the town centre and the new bus interchange, so everybody can see exactly what the route is like. Walking away from Lytton Way, you've obviously got the train station now, which is the primary focus of the car park. Obviously you've got the steps just here to the right hand side. And we also have a lift, which is where we're going. The lift itself only works in the hours that the train station is open. For all of you that are aware or not aware, we also have the old style bike storage there. Whether that's staying or not, I do not know. I haven't been informed of anything as such currently. So we're now going to cross over here, taking us to the lift. Here is the lift. As I said, the lift is only in operation while the train station is open. Okay, so welcome to Stevenage train station. As you can see in front of me, just on the right hand side at the end here is the ticket office and the way down to the platforms. So to gain access to Stevenage Town Centre from here, you've obviously come along here, and then what you can do is following it round. Then got access via this bridge taking you straight over to the town centre and the Gordon Craig Theatre, and just down here on the right hand side, you can just see it just through there. Now where that bus is going, you have the new bus interchange. Okay, so we're now going to the town centre. Across a couple of roads, down onto the newly formed zebra cross, or pelican crossing I believe it is. Some nice people pressing buttons. Some nice tactile paving slabs, ensuring that people with limited visibility are fully aware. Obviously the same with all of the crossing signs. You have the audio display, and you also have the spinning dial on the very, very bottom to ensure that the button has been pressed and you can get across safely. Timing that, it was approximately 12 seconds from the bowser going off to it becoming a free-flowing area again. Approximately 15 seconds to get across before the lights turn green and you run the gauntlet. As you can see, we're now walking along this newly paved area. Lots of flowers. Taking us shortly to the side of the bus interchange from our previous video earlier in, or the end of last year. As you can see, here is the bus interchange itself. Still nicely looked after, nice and clean area still. Very, very pleasant. As you can see, hopefully you can't see, but it is slightly drizzling here. But it's still quite a nice little trip out.